Hey y'all, it's Heather and I'm excited because we have a ton of new makeup to play with today. I have products from Fenty, Refy, Milk Makeup. I have a new indie eyeshadow palette. We're gonna create a summer makeup look. My skin is prepped, but we need to start with primer, so let me zoom you in. This is new. Milk sent me this. It's the Matte Blur Stick. It's a pore filling primer. I've used this a handful of times now. Draw it on your face if you want and then push it in with your fingers. I've done it that way, but when I do that, I tend to go in with a bit too much product. So I found the way that works best for me is to just pick it up with my finger and press it in like I would a normal primer. I purchased this version from Milk myself. This is the Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer, and this one is more of a cream or liquid. I like this one better, I think. I do find that this blurs my pores and mattifies more than the stick does. I want to kind of just show you on my hands side by side. I really like it. The stick is a little more emollient, I think, whereas the liquid is a little more mattifying. I've only used this a handful of times now, so I'm gonna keep using it, testing it, and trying it. That's kind of my initial impression after a few uses, that I do like this one better. Before I do anything else, I want to moisturize my lips because we're going to be doing a lipstick later. I don't have anything on my lips. I did buy the new Fenty lip gloss oil hybrid thing. What's the official name? I'll put it on the screen. You know, everything is always linked in the description box. I try to list shades, everything I can. This is Super Fine Sugar from Fenty. And I've only worn this once, so I'm excited to wear it. I'm gonna try using it as just like a lip prep for now. Look at that like gold glitter sparkle. I don't feel the grit of glitter or anything, so that's a good sign, and it does have that bakery scent to it. It's cute. I'll take it off before we do our lipstick. I just want to let the oil hydrate me, and we're gonna go in with foundation. I have just been loving this Face Bond foundation from Urban Decay. I think it's so good. My oily skin, the humidity where I'm living, it's not breaking the foundation apart. The foundation stays on, and that makes me so happy. This is a medium coverage foundation, and I find that it is medium coverage, which I really like. Now that I have my foundation on, I'm gonna quickly fill in my brows. I've been playing around and filling in my brows before I do anything else in my makeup, and it's allowed me to keep my brows a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter, which I'm kind of enjoying the look of lately. I have the new Refy concealer. I bought this at Sephora, and you were supposed to shake it before you put it on, so I'm gonna shake it up. This is a serum-like concealer. It's very liquidy. It's a light to medium coverage concealer. I've worn this quite a few times now. Still not ready to give like my full review thoughts on it, so still new to me, still kind of testing it. And I do think that it does what it says it will do. It gives me light coverage. I can build it to a medium. I think it is hydrating. I haven't found that my oils break it apart super fast, which sometimes with a hydrating concealer, I can be a little worried that my oils are gonna eat the concealer off my face. Like, they're just gonna be hungry and they're gonna eat the makeup away, or that it's gonna feel so heavy on my oily skin. So far, I have not found that to be true. I'm gonna put a little bit in the center of my forehead, down my nose and my chin, because you can see the shade I have is lighter. It's a more brightening shade for me, which I'm fine with. I could look a little more awake because I have not been sleeping the best, so this bright shade is gonna wake me up a little bit, but I'm gonna let it warm up on my skin, and that way I can blend it in, and I do find that I get a better blend and more coverage when I do that. Let's go in with the liquid bronzer. This one from Saie, I've been enjoying so much. I've not used it a ton yet. You know, I wanna use it more before I follow up and give you my full review, but I have used it quite a bit. It's a buildable liquid bronzer that is dewy, but it's not too dewy for my oily skin. Now keep in mind, I always set my face with powder because it's pointless to do my makeup and not set with powder in this humidity and this climate with this skin type. Absolutely never gonna happen. But it's not one of those liquid products that's so creamy and heavy dewy that even when I go in with powder, I can feel it and it just never really sets down. It definitely does set down and it doesn't feel goopy or anything like that. But I do think if you're somebody who doesn't like to set your face, maybe you have dry skin, I think it's gonna be dewy enough that you will really like this. We'll do a little bit under the jawline. I'm really liking this. I think Saie has been putting out some winning products lately. This was sent to me from Saie. Some of these products were sent to me, some of these I purchased myself. I do weekly haul videos if you want to check out my playlist, and I always show you like what I bought, what was sent to me, everything like that in those videos. Do you see how easily that blended in and how pretty that looks? So pretty, right? What else can I say besides it looks pretty, it's not over the top. I literally tap, tap, tap and it's blended. Like nothing intense, no struggle. You see why I'm really liking this? Oh, let me blend this one. What a difference bronzer makes, right? Let's go in with a Lawless blush. They launched these new cream blushes. Lawless sent me the entire line. I was so pumped because I was planning to purchase these. I love Lawless. I think they make such good products. And I do have swatches, everything in a haul video, but we're gonna use the shade Rosebud today. I'm gonna pick this shade up on my Singe brush and just apply it before I powder my face. I have used this on top of a set face as well, and it looks beautiful. Again, I have oily skin, so I always prefer to do my creams, liquids first, and then my powders. These just blend so easily. They have this beautiful satin finish to them. I can't stop using these. I think they just have a beautiful formula. I like how they're not too dewy, how they're not flat matte, they're not hard to blend, just basically what I want in a cream blush. They kind of nailed it. It's time to lock everything into place with my one size powders. I love this dewy glowy finish. It looks great. Honestly, I'm into it, but I have oily skin, and if I don't lock it in with powder, it's gonna last like 5 minutes on me. So we're gonna go in with my one size powder. If you've been here at my channel for a while, you know how much I love this powder. I have the translucent shade, love it. I bought the honey shade, I think it's called, love it. I have olive warm leaning skin, and I do love a yellow under eye powder or a translucent powder. I also really enjoy a peach powder for some brightening. Peach is a really pretty shade if you have like an olive undertone. It can be something different. Like I said, I still prefer the more yellow toned powders for brightening, but I do like to mix it up with peach. One Size actually sent me their Ultra Peach and their Rich Peach powders, and Rich Peach is definitely too deep for me, and Ultra Peach is great. It's very brightening, but since I have both here with me, I am gonna mix a little bit together. Okay, it's a little hard to see, and I don't want to tap out all the powder, so let me just pop up a photo for you because that will be better so you can see the difference between the peach shades. I don't want to go super, super bright, but I do want to use peach to brighten a little bit, so I'm going to mix them and we're going to powder our under eye. That peach definitely brightened up my under eye in the center of my face. I'm mattified, which is great because I don't feel like I look flat matte, just locked into place, which we love. I'm going to quickly kind of set the rest of my face, buff in a little bit of finishing powder, grab an eyeshadow primer, and zoom y'all in closer so we can create a summery eye look. We're gonna play with this new Simply Posh Coastal palette, and I am so excited. I already swatched this palette, everything, because the color story looks so beautiful, and I love Simply Posh. They're an independently owned makeup brand, and I think they make really, really great stuff. I have tons of videos with their products, and this palette is actually available for pre-order now, and I do have an affiliated discount code with the brand. I think this color story is so summer in such a beautiful way. Like, if you did not tell me the name or inspiration of this palette, I could see coastal. I love that we have these seashells printed on the pan. We have a good mix of mattes and duochromes, and we're gonna do something summery, neutral-esque today. So we're gonna start off with this really beautiful shoreline, is what it's called, a shoreline. Almost this warm, orangey, yellowy, brown, tan type of color. I'm gonna press shoreline all on top of my primer, kind of all in my socket, above my socket, below my socket. Once I have it pressed off my brush, I'm just gonna start to kind of fluff this shade around. Oh, that's a beautiful color. I will list the brushes and everything in the description box. I will definitely remember to do that, and I'll put it in a pinned comment too. I've got this same shade, and I'm gonna put it on the outer part of my lid so that it kind of comes from here down and then down here to the lid. I'm gonna be putting a shimmer all in here, so it doesn't matter if this inner part of my lid is messy. I just want it to be blended and blown out here. I'm gonna put a little shadow on the lower lash line, and to do that, I wanna go in with this warm, more like peachy brown. It's called Coastal. And I'm gonna take this on my pencil brush and just keep this on the lower lash line. That shade is pigmented, but it is easy to blend and it is making me so happy. I wanna go in with just a touch of this more like yellowy type of color right here. This is called Shell. If you want the look to be a little more like peachy, you can definitely pull in this shade instead, Tranquil, or if you want it more pinky peach, you can go in with Warm Sand. I'm gonna go in with Shell. I think this is gonna be really pretty on like my complexion. I want to bring in a little more of that yellow green. I'm just picking a tiny bit up on this small fluffy brush, and I'm barely grazing my skin with this shadow. And I'm just gonna bring this on the edges of that shoreline shade, even out here and under the lower lash line. I'm not putting it on top of the shadows. I'm just using it to buff them out. Now it's time for a little shimmer. We're gonna go in with one of the duochromes. I'm excited, okay? I love some sparkle. I wanna use this shade right here. This is called Sunbathe, this beautiful warm shade. I'm gonna pick it up on my brush, and I'm gonna spray my brush with a little setting spray after I have the shadow on, and then we're gonna put it on our lid. I'm gonna look down into my mirror and I'm gonna press this on my lid. Spraying the brush with setting spray after I have the shadow on just helps the shadow be a little more intense, and it helps with like fallout and things like that. I mean, my face is already powdered, so if I have fallout, I can just brush it away. It's really not that big of a deal, but it does kind of help in that department. As you can see, I'm bringing it up into my socket because I don't want to just keep this on the lid. I want you to be able to see it, but I'm not going to cover up the matte outer corner. I like to keep the outer corner of my look nice and matte. I want to use this shade right here called Serene to highlight my inner corner. I'm just going to fluff that right there on the inner corner of my eye, and then once I kind of have it pressed on, I'll blend just a little bit. I'm gonna use my matte liquid eyeliner from Makeup by Mario and draw a thin line on my upper lash line. This is just a black shade. This is my first time using the liner, so I'm gonna keep testing and trying it. Definitely see like how long it wears, all of that. But my first impression is that it's okay. It is a felt tip. I prefer a brush tip. I just think it's easier to work with. So I'll keep you updated on this one. I'm gonna put this liner in my waterline. This one's from Lisa Eldridge. I've had this Melt So High mascara for about a month now. I bought it when it launched at Melt, and I haven't been loving it, but I've been giving it chances because with mascara, I never love them when they're new, and I like to let them be open for a little bit, see. So like I said, it's been about a month or more now. I'm gonna really put in some effort today, see if I can get this to work for me. Here is what So High from Melt Cosmetics looks like on me. Okay, this is the look after I really worked with it, put the mascara on, curled my lashes. I don't think this is like terrible. It's not the worst mascara ever. Their Super Natural Lash Mascara is 500 million times better. If you know, you know. I've bought so many of those. It's wild. Like, I don't even know how many I've bought. Ever since they launched it, it was limited edition, and I keep repurchasing it. I have it in my collection now. Like, I love that mascara. So maybe I'm just holding this one to such a high standard. I mean, so high standard. Ha ha ha. Play on words. It's just not the vibe. It's just not the vibe. It's not the vibe for me. We are gonna go in with the lash though, because you know, more is more, and I want this to be a summery glam look. The eyes are not super dramatic for me, so I'm gonna go in with a long lash. These are the Kiss Rebel lashes in Downtown Girl. So I'm gonna pop these on. Now that our eyes are done, I wanna add a powder bronzer. On top of that liquid, I wanna add my Fenty blush lighter. So we're gonna go in with the Haus Labs bronzer. I recently bought another shade because I really like the formula of this one from Haus Labs. This is more of like a natural finish, kind of a satin matte type of bronzer. new to me shade, not a new to me formula. Bronze up exactly where I had placed the Saie bronzer earlier. I am so excited for this new Fenty blush lighter. I think blush lighter trend is here for 2024. I have a feeling we're gonna see more brands do products like this. We saw Rare Beauty bring one. Fenty, oh, look at this packaging, I can't get over it. Fenty brought out 3 shades, 3 peachy shades. So I bought the middle one. This is Juicy Peach. I cannot wait to put this on my face, but I saw a comment on my video from Friday where I showed this in my haul, asking if I thought this compared to NARS Orgasm X. And I know NARS recently reformulated their blushes, but I do have this one. This is not the new reformulated one. This is from a palette I had. I thought I would show these swatched together just in case that would be helpful to you. I don't think that they're the same. Fenty is definitely more peach, whereas the NARS is more pinky peach leaning. The Fenty is definitely more glowy. Even though the NARS is a glowy blush, the Fenty definitely has more of the glow to it. Let's try this on the face though, okay? This looks so pretty. I want to use this on top of the Lawless blush because we still see the Lawless blush coming through kind of as a blush topper. That's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Yes. So for me, this is more glowy than a blush, but it's not intense like a highlighter. This is summer in a makeup look. That is beautiful, but we've got to do lips. Let me get these glowy blushes out of the way. Before I go in with lip product, I'm just gonna wipe off that lip oil gloss from Fenty. I'm gonna spray my face with my Fresh Prince GlamLite setting spray, and then we'll do lips. Don't judge me. I just want to go in with a little bit more highlight. Now that everything's set, I want to just go in with just a little bit more. I'm loving the way the Fenty is looking, but I want to take my Clionadh Quench highlighter, the Fruit Lighter. I have been really enjoying this from Clionadh. Oh, is that not so pretty? And I just want to take a little bit and I want to put a little bit of sparkle on my nose. Maybe that was a lot of bit of sparkle. And I want a little bit above my Cupid's bow. I just want a little bit of sparkle, okay? I just want a little bit of sparkle. And I don't want to highlight and cover up that Fenty. I just want to add a little extra right back here to the top of my cheekbones and back. Just for a little, when I catch the light, just a little. Let me show you a swatch of this one. I may as well because it's intense swatched. It's much better with a brush. I'll show you a swatch on my phone right here because I know I will be able to capture it much better. I want to do a warm brown rosy type of lip to kind of go with the eye look and the blush and all of that. I don't want to do something too peachy or yellow. I want to kind of bring in the browns, and we're gonna go in with my Mario lip pencil. I really love the Makeup by Mario lip pencils. Lips are lined. We're gonna go in with Bronx Baby. This is such a pretty color. It pulls a little more rosy brown on me, especially paired with this lip liner. I'm loving this lip with this eye look. I love the way it looks. Everything is like coming together so well, but I do want to go in with a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to go back with that Fenty gloss oil. I'm just going to put a little right in the center of my lips like that. I am really loving this lip cheek eye combo. I'm feeling so summer glam. I'm really looking forward to testing out these products some more, trying them some more. Some of these I'm just about done reviewing. I want to give them a few more tries. Some of these first impressions, straight up wins. So all in all, I feel like this was a good testing. I feel like I got some good products to keep trying. If you want to keep talking about makeup, please stick around because I can and do talk about makeup all day. So check out some of these videos, stick around and talk makeup with me.